Our chief White House correspondent for Fox News Channel, Ed Henry, threw out the first question on Iran to the president. He joins us live right now from the White House. Ed?
Well, good afternoon, Megan. You're right. I mean, the president did not want to touch the question about whether or not this was an act of war by Iran. He said he was going to leave that to the Attorney General to let the investigation go forward. But interesting that the president made very clear to me and everyone in the room, everyone around the world, that in his words, every option is on the table, including the military option. So that is out there for sure. But note that when I specifically asked the president to react to Mitt Romney, the Republican presidential frontrunner in some polls, not all polls, obviously, he decided to say, I didn't know you were a spokesman for Mitt Romney. He did not want to engage in that, even though I was just quoting what one of the leading Republican candidates out there is saying right now. Some of his staff has been engaging with Mitt Romney in particular. David Axelrod just yesterday going after Mitt Romney on the issue of taxes. So they're picking their spots on where they want to engage the Republican candidates and where they don't.
Ed, we have that sound teed up. I want our viewers to hear it, and I do want to ask you about it. Listen here.
What specific steps will you take to hold Iran accountable, especially when Mitt Romney charged last week, quote, if you do not want America to be the strongest nation on earth, I am not your president. You have that president today.
Well, I didn't know that you were the spokesperson for Mitt Romney,
What do you make of that, Ed? Because obviously, I mean, that happens all the time in these White House Q&As where you quote somebody else, whether it's a Republican like Boehner or whatever, to the president. Why do you think he took issue with that? And what is going on between Barack Obama and Mitt Romney? Because as you mentioned yesterday, the White House put out the fact that they were attacking him, that they made it be known that he's, enemy number one for them politically right now.
Well, look, I don't want to read into why the president would say that, but the bottom line is just yesterday, his own White House was engaging directly with Mitt Romney on the issue of taxes coming out of that Bloomberg-Washington Post debate. On the issue of taxes, tax cuts, they believe they're going to engage with Mitt Romney head on. As you noted, in these news conferences, it's pretty typical to quote political opponents, whether it's John Boehner, whether it's Mitt Romney. Here's what they're saying. What's your response? I was trying to put it in the broader context of not just Mitt Romney, but there are a lot of Republicans out there who have charged that this president leads from behind, has not shown enough leadership on the world stage. This is an opportunity for him to push back on those critics in the context of Iran. He chose to say what he said. I'll let that stand and let him say what he wanted to say. I think everyone can see that he decided not to engage with Mitt Romney, instead decided to kind of go after me a little bit.